All right, I think we're live now. Should be live. I'm just gonna quickly. Hmm. Thank you, bro. Yeah. Um. Yep. So okay, we're ready to cook. There you guys are. Okay. Yep. Can everyone hear? If everyone can hear us, it's perfect. Mm. Okay. Yeah, I sent it so yeah. Don't worry, I got, I got you, I got you, I got you. That's fine. You want me to lead? I can lead today. It's fine. I can lead. I can cook if you want. All right. Just quickly. Sorry. Let me just quickly fix my background on the NVIDIA. 2 seconds. Just camera background replacement. So let's quickly fix this quickly. All right. I think I'm good now. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. We got this. All right. So yeah. Make sure I'm sit forward. Yeah. Okay. Stream's working. Hopefully, fine. Okay. So it's 2 seconds. Yeah. Just give me 2 seconds. Make sure that it's working fine on my end as well. Yeah. Just go. All right. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. We got people joining as well. All right. So yes, we have Emil, Ben, Leo in this chat. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our episode 20 of the FPO Roundtable. We've come far up into game week 30 now. Done quite a few bit of work this season with my co-host and my host, the Kanji FPO, as well as FPO Stark. Welcome, boys. How are you guys doing? Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's cook, bro. Listen, guys, we've been in the lab, Walter White, and his boy, I think his name is Jesse, right? I was Jesse and Stark was Walter White, was cooking the lab. Uh, we came up with something that we're going to share with you guys. Make sure to tune in all the way to the end. And I promise you guys, you will not regret listening to us today for sure. Especially if you have like Wildcard, Bench Boost, and Free Hit, those chips left. We have a special one for you today, and you will thank us later. First, I want to touch on the predicted fixtures and rearrangements, which is the projected doubles and blanks in the coming weeks. I know we've covered this a lot, but this is where we know towards the end of the season, only 9 weeks left, and we know somewhat what the fixture is going to be come game week 32, 33. Although some of them is not confirmed yet, we know 32 is confirmed for Palace as well as Newcastle, where they're doubling. However, we're still waiting for 32 to be confirmed. But as you guys can see on the projections, we do think that it's highly likely to be confirmed as they're projected 90%. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Oh, can they not hear you guys? Sorry, apologies. Can they not hear you guys?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me pull
Can you
up the
guys
thing
check?
on my
Can you
phone.
guys check if they can hear you guys?
And let me just try to keep talking and see if they can hear me.
Yeah. Benji said Stark shapeshifted into focal.
No, that's actually
sorry.
wild. That's wild.
Oh man.
Oh, can you guys
Sorry,
hear
hold on.
both?
Okay. Oh, can they not hear you guys? Sorry, apologies. Can they not hear you guys? I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah, they can.
All
They
right.
can,
Okay.
they can.
Cool.
Don't worry,
Cool.
don't worry.
Cool. All right.
No
So
worries, bro. We
obviously,
Gucci.
yeah, you guys didn't really mention much, to be honest. They just said they were doing well, and it's been a crazy week. So yeah. So as I was saying, they're highly likely that we're gonna get news soon for Game Week 33. If it's not tomorrow, it will be next week, most likely. But as you guys can see, it's projected 90% that Arsenal and Palace will double in 33, and 95% that Man City and Villa will double in 33. So that's massive because those who are, to those who have wildcard there and they have like a lot of injuries like Chris Wood, Haaland, Trent, and like even Dangle. Like I know a lot of people are in that situation, even myself, due to the international break.
Mhm.
A lot of players picked up injuries. It is like viable to work at 30, although to have a peace
Yeah.
of mind and to be 100% sure, you would ideally want to work at 31. But due to the fact that the way the FA Cup fixtures are forward, where like Palace have won and Man City have won, it makes a bit less chaos, and it makes it more likely that we get double in 33 than not. So
What you know what like two keys are? It's like the fact
mm,
that Aston Villa are still in the Champions League, as well as the fact that Arsenal are in the Champions League. So those games have to be pushed as early as possible.
yeah,
Because if there's postponements in 37, then they're going to be in trouble. And you know this is the case because on the West Ham website there was a leak saying that if the Nottingham Forest team continues in the FA Cup, they get to the final, then the game that's in 37 will move to 36. So that means that there's no other available midweeks for the Nottingham Forest and Brentford game. So that game has to go back into 34 in the midweek. So there's just a lot of like dominoes have already fallen into place where it's like pretty likely at this point this will be the situation.
yeah. So hence the wild card in 30 years. Stark said he's activated and he's confident, and I'm most likely going to be there with him myself. And then you got game week 37, where we think there will be a blank game week due to the FA Cup final fixtures, which will be moved forward to game week 36. Yes, there is a high chance also for game week 36 to be a double game week. So just to summarize, as we touched on, game week 32 to game week 32, a double game week confirmed. Game week 33 almost confirmed. We think 90% it will be confirmed. Game week 36, however, say let's just put it say 60-70% we think that there will be a double game week, because regardless, whoever goes to the final, their fixtures will need to be rescheduled. And there was also news out that West Ham has put on their website that their fixture, if Forest were to beat City in the FA Cup semi-final, that their fixture will be brought forward to game week 36. So if you apply that logic to, like, say, for example, City and Villa, which if they were to win, then their fixture will likely to be also brought forward to the free midweek in 36. So it's likely, highly likely again, if you guys look at the projection, that City and Villa could also double in 36. Now, okay, now just to the toughest thing is people will find now is the fact that we have two more double game weeks left, three more double game weeks left, and we have two blanks left. And most people don't have enough chips to cover enough blanks as well as doubles. Now, how do you navigate this chaos? So we have a plan for you guys, which will obviously I'm sure Stark will get into. And which I'll let him do that actually. Go on, Stark, if you want to put your insights onto that.
So even on X today, I was posting on the Roundtable account my admiration for free hit 36 due to the doubles potential. So I was just doing some tinkering today in terms of creating a chip strategy where I can incorporate that. It's going to be quite difficult because I've only got free hit, wildcard, and bench boost left. So the strategy I've come up with is wildcard 30. I don't know if you want to show them the wildcard 30
Yep.
draft.
Yep. Sorry, just 2 seconds. I'm about to show it now. There we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry. Someone just messaged me on Twitter saying we're wearing the exact same T-shirt right now, so it just threw me off. What was I saying?
So you said that obviously you realize that that it's the way to basically navigate 37 blank is to walk out early and free hit in 36.
Yeah, so wildcard 30, roll to 34. No, roll. You roll to 33 and you can make a move if you want. So for example, Palmer to Saka, and you can go Isak to Watkins.
Now, first, can you just touch on why you have players like Konate, Nico Williams, and Kukurea who don't double anytime in the future?
Well, Konate is an elite pick in the sense that he plays Leicester in 33. He's also got very good fixtures in 32. Does he play Everton in 32? Who does he play in 32?
West Ham.
West Ham.
Yep. Yep.
Obviously, that's a great fixture for bench boost. And he plays in 34, and he also plays in 37.
So just to touch on that, sorry, Stark, I've got 32, as you guys can see, which will be the week where Stark will bench boost. So he will wildcard in 30, as you guys can, this is his wildcard team. and in 32 he's gonna bench boost with Konate, Nico Williams, Cucurella, and Clive. Sorry, yeah. So that's why he has the likes of Nico Williams and Konate, because they have really good fixtures in 32, which is good for bench boost, but got in stock. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, there's a couple of positions that are subject to change in the open.
Yeah.
So, for example, that Pope spot, Pope could be Verbruggen because Verbruggen plays Leicester at home in 32. Verbruggen also plays West Ham at home in 34. So
Yeah.
Verbruggen is a nice option, and he's 4.5 million. There's also Dan Burn instead of, who is it?
Say
Cucurella.
Cucurella, yeah, yeah.
So Dan Burn obviously has the double, so you get an extra fixture over Cucurella, and he also plays Ipswich in 34. So essentially, you have to make sacrifices with this strategy, and the sacrifice is you can't go all out in 33 with the bench boost. But to be honest, I do really like the 32 bench boost after looking at it and checking it on FPL team. If you go to 33 Kayman,
Yep.
let
I'm
me
on
find
33 now.
33.
The 33 will have your bench will have Pope, Nico Williams, Cucurella, and Clive. That's not a strong bench boost in 33 if you go with this strategy. Yeah. Whereas 32, you have Nico Williams with Everton, Cucurella with Ipswich, Clive with Fulham, and Pope obviously he doubles, and Rare has Brentford. So it doesn't, like, you couldn't ask for two defenders with better fixtures and a goalkeeper, like an Arsenal goalkeeper who's got Brentford, and Pope obviously doubling. I think the reason why for example, Stark, I prefer a Cucurella over a say even a Guardiola over a Burn is because Burn plays Villa away, and if you want a bench boost in 32, actually no, hold on.
Burn has a double game week in 32.
Sorry, you're right. Burn has a double, but then who would be a keeper?
Verbruggen, who plays Leicester at home, and Raya, who plays Brentford at home, I think.
So you're saying you're gonna have Verbruggen, but then okay, I see, but okay, I see it. Okay, fair enough.
You don't need to worry too much about
Yeah.
you don't need to worry too much about
Yeah.
the edge pieces. Like I really want to emphasize, like, look at the core of the wild card. Like let's first attack the front three. So obviously we have Isak as the number one premium striker option in FPL. Now there was news that just came out today that Holland is going to be missing a majority of the run in. This is from Fabrizio Romano, good source. We don't know exactly how long Holland's going to be out for, but he also has an injury history as well. So I think it's fair to assume he's probably going to be missing up until game week 34, maybe 35. He'll be back. Maybe he'll miss more than that. Maybe he'll have his minutes managed. Who knows? But now that means that it's going to be good minutes for Phil Foden to play in the 10. Maybe De Bruyne will take some minutes in the 10. Marmouche is like their only striker. So I guess the question to ask you guys is like, is both you guys were on Holland, and given the fact that Holland's injured, did that push you more towards wildcarding?
Yes, because there's a lot of money to navigate. Because even if you sell him, there's still like a 6-7 million in the bank, sitting in the bank, and it's not really
Right.
optimal to just leave money in the bank where you could utilize them and get a better asset like Palmer, or get the likes of, Isak. Like, I don't have either of those players in my team, so if I could use that money to upgrade those two positions and walk out early, I mean, it's no brainer.
It allows you to basically spread the Holland funds with your wildcard, right? So the question I want to ask you is like, okay, we have Isak as like the top tier striker in FPL. Then the tier below, I think we have the likes of Mateta and Watkins at this point. Then the tier below that, I would put like the Cunhas and the Woods. And the tier below that, I put like João Pedro, Raul Jimenez, those types of strikers. So where would you put Marmouche, given that, he's probably going to be playing 75 plus minutes, probably on penalties for Man City? Like, which tier would he go in?
The S tier.
Yeah, I mean, he's a high tier striker. I mean, look, I still want to see more from him. Like, I think, look, he's shown very good signs so far, but I don't want to put him on a pedestal right now. Like, Isak has proven it in 2-3 seasons for us to put him in an S tier, whereas Marmoush has just come in. So I would want to wait before I put him up there. I'd say he's probably A tier rather than S.
Yo, you see, going back to obviously the free hit 36, the reason why I love it so much is because for me, I think there's going to be 2 blank fixtures. So naturally speaking, that's 4 double game week teams, and there's potential that could be Bournemouth, Man City, Villa, and Tottenham. Now, the what appeals to me is the fact that everyone's neglecting it and pushing it to the side and just waiting to tackle it later on with free transfers. Firstly, that's going to be incredibly difficult because how can you roll 3 free transfers whilst you're activating like 3 chips within 4 to 5 game weeks? Secondly, if you so people are going to wildcard in 35. If you actually look at the wildcard in FPL team, the wildcards are like trash. And secondly, you're going to be fucked in 37. So how are you going to negate the the detriment to your team in 37? So realistically, the only way I could see it was free hit 36. And another thing in 36 is Liverpool play Arsenal, and for me that's a really horrible fixture. So the fact that I get to free hit and not have to play anyone in that fixture, so and it goes. This is another key point. If someone bench boosts in 33 and free hits in 34, they're probably going to have triple Arsenal and they're probably going to have Salah. So that's 4 players playing in that fixture in 36. So it's another reason why I really like free hit 36.
I
So
just want
you're
to
talking
echo
about it
what.
from a macro perspective.
Yeah. No. I just want to echo what Stark just said. Look, what we are underestimating, like we focused on blank 29 so much, right? But we've underestimated that what the future holds, i.e., the blank in 34, i.e., the blank in 37. I think the biggest blank that people will suffer this season will be 37. And I think 80% of the FPL community will take a L there. 80%. I think it will be, if people were taking minus 8 in game week 29 blank when we knew about it like a well ahead of time and exactly what team were blanking, I could only imagine how many people will be taking minus 12 when we don't know when we do not know exactly what teams blank come game week 37. So I just want to caveat that, sorry Kanji, to your point of macro, it is not macro. I think it is a major concern on how you navigate 37 blank, because you won't have any chips left,
Yeah, yeah,
Kanji. You won't have a free hit left
yeah.
to bail you out. You won't have a, even if you have wild card left, you bench boost with what, a wild card, or you use that wild card, then the players that you bring in the blank in 37. It's just such a hard thing to
Yeah.
do. And the wild card,
Yeah,
I've looked at it for hours. It's just horrible. The wild card is just horrible.
And it's easier to balance, navigating 32, 33, 34, because you know exactly what that's going to be like based
Exactly.
on the fact that the
Exactly.
teams are in the Champions League. Like you don't know what's in 36, which is why it's really nice for you guys to have like that extra free hit chip. It's
There
like
we
in your
go.
back pocket to
you
like
want you want
prepare
you
you
want to
and
know
save you.
another you want to know another added element to it. If Palace win and Forest win, like so, say for example the opposite, right? Say people free hit in 34, they've got their triple Villa, they've got the triple City, they've got the maybe a couple triple Bournemouth for the doubles, whatever. If they lose, Man City don't double in 36, and Bournemouth don't double in 36, and Villa don't double in 36. So what will people do? It'll be even more scrambling. They'll want triple Forest. I think Wolves will double as well, won't they? Because
Yeah,
Wolves
Wolves
play
double, yeah.
Forest. Wolves play Palace in 37.
Palace. Yeah. Yeah.
So like, if you free hit, you don't have to worry about what the results are. It's going to be very difficult for people to plan to it and really attack it. Kayman, show the 34 and the 37 team with regards to this wild card.
So this is how our team would look in 33 for the double. As you guys can see, we'll have we'll have 8 doublers, but like we'll have a Golden versus Villa, which is not too shabby. We'll have Salah for less than a single game week, it's not too shabby either. And we have Konate. Like, I'm sorry, this is not bad at all, like in terms of 33 team, right? Fair enough, you could argue, okay, you could have, instead of a Golden, you could have a, say, for example, Rashford or something like that, right? Fair enough. But it's okay. Like, you can firm it L there, but then you can optimize your chips better later on. Moving on. This is
Yeah.
how it
So
would look
you
in
basically
34.
lose like a little bit of like upside
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
Gordon
exactly.
spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then moving on to
and and
34.
the and the Vardiol spot basically. So
No, no,
Konate
no, no,
versus
no. Sorry,
Vardiol, maybe.
sorry. Guardiola can be, again, as we mentioned in earlier, Guardiola could be in this Cucurella spot. We have enough money to do that, as you can see, 0.7 in the bank.
Yeah,
So
just that. What I would say with regards to this team specifically, this is Kayman's team on FPL team. So he's actually made 2 transfers here to go Palmer to Saka and Isak to Watkins. So that is a luxury move, and that's only you can only do that via an early wildcard, which is wildcard 30, because you just roll to 33.
correct.
So if you go to 34,
So going to 34, as I said, Kanji, if I wanted Guardiola, I can have Guardiola for this week as well here, if I wanted, by not having Cucurella. But you know what I mean? But anyways, just moving on.
Mhm.
34, which is a blank game week, by the way, we managed to field because me and Stark, we both worked on this, so I'm saying we managed to field 10 players, 10 outfield players with a -4. How does that look, Kenji?
Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, you're covering up all of the high EO players. I mean, Salah, Palmer, Isak, Cunha, Cliver will probably be 5 players on free hit if people are going to free hit in 34. So you're
Absolutely.
doing a really good job covering that up. I mean, you cover up the
Exactly.
Newcastle defense. I mean, you've done it really well. Even your defense is very diversified in a way. You're not really heavy
Exactly.
on one team. It's like very low risk in that sense. So I like that as well.
Exactly. I love the Pope pick in this draft. I'll be completely real, because it's very nice. Because rare blanks. All right, moving on to 35. Again, 35 is an okay team because most people will have
No
an
one
okay
will have a
team. Yeah,
no one
no
will
one
have
has
a great team in 35.
that's
There's
the
no
truth.
one. Like, the
Yeah, that's
fixtures
the truth.
aren't great.
Facts. Yeah. So 37 blank. Again, remember 36 we're gonna free hit, right? The double game in 36 we're gonna free hit. And 37, look at our team in 37. I'm sorry, like this looks like a wildcard team, bro. Like 37, this team actually looks like a wildcard team. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, the thing is, you've got 2 threes there as well, which you could
Yeah.
do anything with, and ultimately there's a couple players in this draft which subject to change.
Yeah, I could
So
bring in like a Mbima for Gordon, for example, right? I could bring in I could have Isak still. Isak is a fixture proof player. Like it's I could do so much. I could sell Clive if I wanted to, right?
well, you never know. City might lose to Forest, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden Marusha's an option.
Yeah, there we go. So it's like
Mhm.
right. So it's such a flexible like guys.
And I would
We've
say
cracked the code here.
Star to Eze is something I can personally afford, and
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure you can afford it as well.
Yeah, I can afford it as well, yeah. Yeah. So it's like it's a no-brainer for us. I mean, to be honest. And then 38, if you go back, I didn't put the right graphic for 38, but 38, the team also looks amazing. Like,
Yeah, you just do Palmer to Saka in 38, and you've got Saka versus Southampton, and then you
yeah,
don't have Palmer versus Forest.
yeah, literally. Like, I don't know, like, literally, guys, this is like, if you guys are watching this, like, oh boy, make sure to smash the like button,
Yeah,
boys.
it looks. Yeah, shout out to everyone in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to just drop them in the comment section. I'm sure Kayman and Stark will be able to get to them. And they put a lot of time and effort in. They basically spent like half the day together on Discord this afternoon discussing it. So
Yeah,
it looks really
bro.
good.
Yo, Kayman, go.
I would.
Sorry, Kanji, go on.
I don't know. I would say like you're basically in the strategy. You're trying to lower the risk in terms of what you don't know, which is probably the best way to play it. Like you're saying, I'll drop a little bit of points in the short term in like 33, maybe a little bit in 32, but you're going to gain over the course of this because you don't have to waste transfers preparing for 36 later on when all of us are basically neglecting that. So you're putting yourself in a very good position. Yeah, it looks really good.
Guys,
I just think it's a very, very good double game week, especially if we get Bournemouth, because I look at it like this. I think if Tottenham double, they need to reach the final. I mean, they play Frankfurt and then they play, I think it's Bodemo Glimps or Lazio in the semis. I'm sorry, but with all their fit players back, and that's their World Cup, it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it's very likely in my opinion on paper. And then also Man City beating Forest means Bournemouth and City double. So I think these things are very likely. And if that's the case, what a double game we've got in 36. And not everyone, but there's a lot of managers out there that will be unable to attack it properly because, rightly so, 37 is a fuck up. Like there will be a blank for all the teams you want in 36.
Yeah, it makes sense. I actually think it makes a lot of sense. Wow. I'm shocked.
so yeah,
Because
bro.
like just yesterday we were talking, you guys are like, no way I'm wildcarding, and now the Holland news has come out. It's changed the entire landscape, right?
No, but I do want to say Kanji was quite adamant on the wildcard 30. Again, his reasonings. I mean, listen, maybe I have not tried to fully understand his reasonings, but my reasoning was I was not a fan because I wanted to get that 100% like non-ambiguous confirmation. But now that I've looked into it deep, I think Kanji is correct in saying why you would not wildcard in 30. Like it makes sense to wildcard in 30 because especially if you have injured players like the likes of Haaland and others, and you know Marmish is available for 33. So I think shout out to
Yeah,
Kanji for that. He was advocating for that in the
yeah, no
space.
stress.
So
You guys are in a
yeah.
very good position. I think you're looking really good,
By the way,
and
those who are watching this video, right, we're not going to talk about this in the spaces. This is special for those who only watching the video. because we're not gonna go out there. Because at the end of the day, boys, we're a small channel. We're trying to grow, and if people want this hard work, like what we figure out and what we do, they're gonna come and do it here in the space. Yeah, we're gonna be there, whatnot, like have fun, whatever. But you guys gotta, people gotta also come and show us some love here. At the end of the day, it's a two-way street, right? It's not a one-way street. So yeah.
100%. So going back to the Game Week 30 wildcard itself, just wanted to pick apart of like a certain like few things. I wanted to ask you guys some questions, right? So
Yeah, this is what we
why
need.
Arsenal double defense?
That double game week for me in 33 against Ipswich is very appealing. What is it? Ipswich and who else?
Palace, both at
Ipswich.
home. I think Palace at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, it is subject to change. Gabriel could be Guardiola, to be fair, but I just think with Saka back, maybe the bullet headers are back. Hey.
Mm. And I guess like you're starting with Palmer. You mentioned it earlier, like the Palmer path, because you get like the Spurs game, the Ipswich game, the Brentford game for Palmer, and then hopefully by that time Saka is back and he's like fully fit. I know that he just finished up the games in the Champions League at that time. Maybe or maybe not they go through against Real Madrid, but that game week in 33 is after. So hopefully we would have gained confidence in his minutes. So you can even decide if you even want to get to Saka at that time.
Yeah,
I think it's
exactly.
really the right way to approach this. Like he's coming off a hamstring injury, but Arteta's a psychopath. So like he could just be playing like 80 plus minutes every game immediately. I mean, I don't know how Arteta's going to handle it, but let's
It's the
see,
same
right?
as it's a similar story with Watkins. Like, both Watkins, Villa and Arsenal have got two incredible fixtures in the Champions League, PSG and Madrid, and I think rightly so they should be a priority for the club, and there'll be some rotation or reduced minutes. So realistically, this draft gives you as much time as possible to assess and react to injuries. Because say if Watkins gets injured, Rashford is a goldmine. He's a midfielder playing as a striker, and he takes the pens. So these are things you can react to. Whereas if you go Rashford now, he might not even start. He might get benched for one game. He might get 60 minutes. So realistically, this is the draft that gives you as much time as possible and as much ability to roll transfers, because rolling, just to let you know, in this strategy is essential for tackling the blank in 34.
Right. And then can we just mention how like the stars have aligned once again for Mo Salah? It's crazy. Bro, every time there's a chance people have looked to sell him, people look to go against him for captaincy, and boom, Salah just becomes the number one pick somehow this year. It's
Bro,
incredible.
people who saw Salah, bro, just I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for you.
Yo,
Like,
what's your thoughts on Saar versus Eze? Because that's a big question for like the masses, the
yeah,
general masses.
that's true. That's true. I agree. Listen, and the analytics guys, like, I mean, I've heard on Space. I don't want to mention no names. They're favoring Sar, and I was asking Kanji earlier, why do you think that is, Kanji? Because I know you're big on analytics. Why are the models saying Sar? I mean, even Benji, if you're in the chat, can you clarify on why Review prefers Sar over Eze? When historically speaking, Eze has been like the star boy for the analytical community. So
Yeah, well, it's basically like their underlying data is pretty similar. If you look at like the GA, like bro, Eze has the same amount of shots as Holland and only has like 2 goals. And Sar has like 7 goals from half the amount of shots.
so
Just like a simple stat like that. It's like
okay.
the XGI is it's pretty similar to, I mean, Eze also is like made of glass, like he has some sort of injury risk. But let's be realistic. Eze is a better player. And when it comes to players like Eze, form is very important. He scored for England. He went out there, he just scored a world-class goal in the last game. I think it was Fulham maybe in the cup. So it was class. I mean, Eze is the best player. And I want to say, Eze has lost a lot of share of his set pieces to the likes of like Will Hughes, but like Will Hughes is suspended, and now Adam Wharton is back in the 11, so Eze should be taking most of the corners as well again. So he may not be on penalties as we expected come in game week 1, but he's still a really good differential, and I prefer him to Sar, but it's a luxury to pay a little bit more. It just depends on what you're sacrificing elsewhere, right? So for example, someone else can say, hey, I'm going to go for Sar, but I'm going to get Vardiol in my team relative to what you
Yeah,
have with Cucurella or Konate, right?
yeah. What's your thoughts on the goalkeepers? Because well, Martinez has got Southampton in 32, and he doubles in 33. So like, I know people on Bench Boost are really keen on bringing him in because of that 32 fixture against Southampton, and I don't blame them. It's like the same with me with Verbruggen, 4.5, plays Leicester at home in 32. Like, it's really good for Bench Boost 32.
But Martinez is not an option
Mm.
for us if we're gonna navigate 34 star because Arsenal blank in 34.
Yeah, it's only an option if you go Martinez and Verbruggen as opposed to Martinez and Raya.
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, okay.
Yeah, it basically makes more sense to go for someone that doesn't double in your strategy, basically, right? You get the good fixture in 32, Leicester. You get a good fixture, I think it's at home against West Ham, right? I double check that in 34.
No, no,
Yeah,
but
that's good.
then
I mean, looks good.
no, but then Stark, then you're double Arsenal. To then you're taking one of the defender spot, and that defender spot is gonna blank in 34 again. That's counterintuitive. It doesn't work. Whereas the keeper rotation helps you because you can just bench Raya and you can play Pope in 34.
Yeah, or
Exactly,
Verbruggen.
like Pope or Verbruggen, whoever, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like you can just swap
yeah, yeah.
Dan Burn, for example, or Trippier or Livramento or whoever.
I like this
So
Pope
Because
and
you guys
Raya,
can
man.
I
you know
think,
what I
like,
like?
a lot of people are missing the trick in terms of, like, Anthony Gordon. Like, I know, like, he picked up the suspension, so he's probably lower on people's radars, but the fact that you're willing to bench him and bring him in, it shows me how good quality managers you are. You said that without me needing to tell you that, which is crazy. I think
No,
he
Gordon
should
is
be
a
taking
pick.
some of the set
He's the pick.
like,
He's
he
the
should be
pick.
taking the set pieces, right? He should be.
He's going to
Like,
be
he should be
fresh as
taking the
whip.
corners. Trippier
No,
is back there, so there is
Fresh.
that type of
let me
option to
tell you
consider
why.
as
Let
well,
me tell
right?
you why, in simple terms, why Gordon is a better pick than Murphy. I'll tell you this right now, right? In simply like this, right? Gordon is a bigger goal threat than Murphy, and that's just from me watching Newcastle. He does get the bigger chances. He's more involved. He's playing the more creative role. Whereas Murphy, I see him rather as a more of a complementary player to Isak, who does his role really well, and he's a great creator himself. But I think he's more of an assist threat rather than a goal threat. Um, yeah, and I think Gordon is also nailed for more minutes personally, and he's obviously on set pieces as well. So especially without Hall now not being there, I think he takes a lot of corners, a lot of the set pieces. Yeah, that's about
Yeah,
it, bro.
makes sense. I mean,
Who
if
would
you
you?
look at the XGI per 90, it's pretty close though. Like Gordon's at like 0.54, Murphy's at 0.4.
No,
So from a
Murphy
value
takes
perspective,
shots.
Murphy is clear,
Murphy
but
takes shots, but Murphy takes shots correct. But Gordon gets the bigger chances. That's my point. There's a difference between taking shots and
yes.
getting a bigger chance. Gordon gets bigger chances, whereas Murphy
Yeah,
creates the
so
chances for the Gordon and Isaks. Like, do you know, I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
it does, it
Gordon's
does.
just
So
a better player. He's a
if you
better
look at
player.
it from an yeah, if you look at it from an XG perspective, right? Like Murphy has 4 XG on the season, whereas Gordon has 8, and he's played less. He's played less games, I think. So
yeah,
yeah, like it's pretty clear. Like Gordon is definitely the pick. I mean, there's
yeah,
no need
facts,
to really think
facts.
about
And
it.
he's fresh, man. He's so fresh off this suspension. Like, so fresh.
Exactly, and not only that, last point is if you were to sacrifice and find some money, look for it maybe from the comparison of Sar and Eze might be a bit more closer than a Gordon and a Murphy, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
So
it's
Yep.
also for this strategy. Like, you
yeah, for
get
the
him
strategy,
for
yeah,
you
yeah.
get him for Leicester in 31 and also Ipswich in 34, which is, huge.
I want to understand something, Stark. Why do you say Verbruggen and Rare combination is better than Pope when I think Pope actually is a better fixture for the bench boost personally
Verbruggen
for
has Leicester
32?
at home.
I know, but Pope doubles.
Yeah, but so does Dan Burn. So, like, for example, the combinations Verbruggen and Burn. So you still have the triple Newcastle. You just don't have Cucurella.
Okay, so I can't figure that out. Just help me again.
So think about it.
Yeah.
Verbruggen plays Leicester at home in 32,
Mhm.
and he plays West Ham at home in 34. Cucurella plays Ipswich in 32, and I think he plays. Is it West Ham? No,
West
it's not
Ham.
West Ham.
So
It's
it's not
not
West
West
Ham.
Ham.
Everton, maybe? Is it Everton?
Everton,
Everton
Everton,
at home.
Everton. I
Everton
like
at
I,
home.
I like Kukureya's fixtures over Dan Burn, but the argument you have is that Dan Burn doubles, Kukureya doesn't. I would
Yeah.
like to counter that with Pope doubles though. You still have Pope. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And
Of
You got
course.
an extra fixture.
yeah,
It's Verbruggen at home against Leicester versus Cucurella versus Ipswich, but Cucurella's 5.3 million,
ooh,
and he rots on your bench apart from 3 game weeks where he played. So it's 34, no, 32 Ipswich, 34 Everton, 37 United, and they're all home fixtures. You know what it is about Guardiola? when I watch City at the moment, he doesn't get forward. So for me, he doesn't justify his price point at the moment. And I don't think
Mhm.
their defense is good enough right now to warrant only a clean sheet presence for him, because I feel like there's other
Right.
defenders who can match him for
Right.
lower.
Well, let's look at the counter
Ooh,
argument to
wait,
this.
wait, 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 wait.
Like
Can I
look
just?
at what.
Sorry, I just
Hey,
remembered.
go ahead,
So
bro.
you're saying if you downgrade Pope, you can then get Eze instead of Saar, right? Isn't that the argument? Like if you get Verbruggen and then you have instead of Kukurea, you have Burn. Is that the argument?
Yeah, you can get Eze instead of Saya easily.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry. Now I understood. Okay, makes sense. So if you wanted to find funds within this draft, you downgrade Pope to Verbruggen, and then you do Kukurea to Burn, and then you do Saar to Eze. There we go. Just
Well,
to clarify.
even if you just did Pope to Verbruggen, you could keep Cucurella if you really wanted to,
Yeah,
and you could get
exactly. No,
Eze.
but no, but then I want to attack the double in 32 because I want to bench boost 32, right?
Exactly. So realistically, if you're going to bench boost, you want 3 Newcastle.
Exactly. Yeah. Go on. Sorry, Kanji, to cut you off.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
I lost my train of thought there, to be honest. But
Sorry.
You're
Sorry.
talking
yeah.
about Gvardiol, and you was going to
Yes,
counter
okay,
him
so
up.
Vardiol, like the counter argument to Vardiol is like he ends the season so well. I think the last 2 seasons he's just killed me. Like I remember a season going for Walker instead of Vardiol. I think this was his debut season. Like that was a terrible idea. I didn't know how good Vardiol was. Wouldn't have made that mistake this year, but he does end the season well. And the fixtures for City are always so strong, and even this season it's pretty similar. However, he doesn't have a shot in 5 games in a row, which is insane, given that a lot of his XGI is actually XG. So I'm surprised to see like maybe he's shifted into a new like center back role. Maybe the system has changed for Man City. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed anything.
He does seem to be playing more defensive. He's certainly not bombing forward, but obviously things can change quick. But I don't
But
know,
don't you
man.
think it's because of Doku and Doku plays? He doesn't have the license to go up that much. Like whereas, for example, if like someone like Grealish or something like that plays, then he obviously goes bombs forward or something.
Well, even in the cup game against Bournemouth, Gvardiol was nowhere to be seen, and it was Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne and Foden. So I'm pretty sure their wide players were Foden and Bernardo Silva. Wait, what was it? Haaland, KDB, Foden, Gundogan, Kovacic. Yeah, so they didn't have Doku or Savio playing, and Gvardiol didn't get forward much,
Yeah, it's mad, bro. It's
and
mad.
they didn't keep a
Something
clean
is
sheet.
he's gonna be one of those differentials that you will regret if you don't go with on wildcard. So you just have to make your bed and be strong on your conviction. If you go
It
with or
depends though.
without.
Depends though. Will I really regret if he doesn't get attack in return? Like I'm gonna have him for Southampton and the double in 36.
So that's the thing, right? So with your structure, it's like you're covering up one of his best fixtures. Like I look at it like the Vardio fixtures are really Leicester. The double isn't even that good. Like it's Everton and Aston Villa, which is not that strong. Maybe the Everton game they'll keep a clean sheet, but they definitely won't clean versus Villa. And then they blank, and then they have the Southampton and Wolves game. So those would be the 2 games that you'd be scared of. But if they're doubling, you can obviously cover up the yo. So you only really miss like 1 or 2 games from Vardio anyway. So
Yeah, you miss obviously the Leicester game this week as well.
yeah,
But the
exactly. That's one
uh,
of them.
Kayman, surely maybe you could just go Gabriel to Gvardiol and not double up on Arsenal defense.
Then the double, I'm optimizing the double game week though, aren't I?
No, but you're
No,
not swapping double for a singular because Gvardiol doubles in 33, just the same as Gabriel.
like Gabriel, I think has a better double than what's it called, Guardiola.
Mm.
No, it's just a thought if you do want Gvardiol for like the Leicester game,
Yeah, true,
so on.
true, true.
It's just a
Like there's so many good options in defense. You're not really missing anything. I mean, look at the defenders you've got in your wild card this week. Like, do you feel like you're missing a Vardiol in it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Obviously, you have to make sacrifices if you want a free hit in 36, and I think if I'm looking at sacrifices I'm willing to make, Gvardiol is one of them because he's not playing the way he can play when he's basically a left winger and he's fucking
Yeah,
playing striker and he
you do have to say like this. The fixtures have been poor. Like they've played like Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Forest, Newcastle. Like it's been poor, right? Like we expect to turn in form, but the eye test says a lot. He hasn't been picking up good positions. Let's see how things turn.
I don't. What was his last 4 fixtures?
Let me take a look. 1 second.
Played Spurs. You played Forest. You played versus What else was it?
Yeah, so it's Brighton,
Liverpool as well.
Forest, Spurs, Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea. It's been horrid.
Mm.
Yeah. But the thing
It's
is,
just
like,
that
Stark,
So that
like
could be the
you're
reason.
gonna go up against a lot of people that are high EO Guardiola in a double.
the thing is, I can get him. It's just I don't want to get him in that Cucurella spot because that is needed for 34. Like you have to sacrifice, otherwise, don't go for the strategy. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
You're
I agree with that
sacrificing
because
Villa
you're covering.
anyways. No, hold on. Here's the thing. You're sacrificing Villa anyways. You're sacrificing one. So you're gonna get one Villa. We're gonna have one City. But I'm saying you could have two City with Guardiola, and you get one extra fixture with him.
Yeah, but you
No.
lose it in 34 anyway. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Because like
but
you have Munoz, Gabriel already doubling in 33, and then doubling 34.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like it's not even that good of a double for Vardiol anyway. It you feel the pressure for Vardiol really from 35, 36. Like that's where you'll want to have him. So yeah,
I feel like
it's not a big deal.
not necessarily because obviously free hit 36 will have him for Southampton, so that's not an issue. Wolves
That's
is
what I'm
30.
saying. So it makes
Wolves,
sense to go against, honestly. I get it.
Wolves, Wolves is 35, right?
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah.
you don't have to go against him. You could have him instead of Gabriel. That's the thing. Like, I'll be honest, you could have him instead of Gabriel.
No chance.
So, but like,
It's not Vardiol instead of Gabriel. It's Vardiol and Gabriel, you know?
I just have an issue
You
with
just
spending that much money on premium defenders. I've had that issue for like 13 game weeks, and
there's
it's
too
done
much
me.
value. There's too much bro. Munoz is there, Konate is there. There's Milenkovic come the end of the season that you're going to be wanting. Like, there's so many good value defenders. Like Kirkes is there. Like, there's a lot of good options.
Until City's defense blows me away, then I'll admit, yeah, I fucked up, but they haven't, so I'm happy.
Oh,
Cool.
fair
That's
play.
pretty much the only flaw with the draft, though. Apart from that, it looks very good.
But the reason why I'm saying that, Stark, is because the Everton is a clean, innit? And whatever he gets
It's
versus Villa
not
is
a
a
lot,
bonus.
bro. It's not a lot. I'm sorry, it's not a lot like that.
Did they not play? They play away, isn't it?
But it doesn't matter. Like, but if Everton can score versus Liverpool, then why can't they score versus City? City are wide open.
Fair play,
Yeah.
fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
On paper,
Makes sense, bro.
it's a good fixture for a clean sheet. I'm not disputing that, but would I be surprised if they conceded versus Everton the way they defend at the moment? No.
Yeah, it depends if you give Man City the benefit of the doubt. That's the thing. Like, if you give them the benefit to improve, then he's definitely a good
Do
pick.
you know what I would
But
argue though? I'd argue that Guardiola could pay off in terms of if he does hold big, he could pay off, and even if you spend the extra transfer to take him out in 34, still may be worth it.
Looking at a big 8-8.
Yeah.
probably.
Uh,
It's just something you can avoid, man. Honestly, I don't really see the upside in the fixtures, bro. It's Aston Villa anyway. Like, Konate could just match him, maybe 2 points less. I
so
don't
if we're
think Leicester
looking
are
at
going to score
we're looking
versus
at
Liverpool
33,
anyway.
yeah. So it's 33 Konate, you got Munoz, Konate, Gabriel. Yeah, Konate could match him for sure.
Who
Yeah,
do
honestly,
Newcastle play
bro.
in 33? Oh, they play Villa.
I play Villa, yeah.
Yeah.
So Konate is such a nice option to have.
But that's why it's really important, like, the way you're able to hide your defenders in certain leagues, right? Like Stark mentioned earlier, it's like, I want to hide Raya in 33, in 34 because he blinks, right? So that's where you need a Verbruggen or you need a Pope who have a good fixture of Leicester or Ipswich in that week. It just like works very well. So
Yeah, exactly.
trust,
Yeah, I
bro.
do like Pope a lot. I like Pope a lot actually. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. Can I discuss my team now, or is there
Yeah,
anything else
yeah.
you wanted to touch on the wildcard?
No, that's fine.
Don't
That's
don't
fine.
don't switch to what my team looks like, but I just want to talk about it.
Okay, which player do you want to go to the fixtures? I got the fixtures here. There you go. Your ship
Yeah,
strategy.
go
Yeah,
to go to a fixture ticker. Yeah, if you have
yeah.
like a
Go ahead.
Ben Crellin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, yeah, the first one that we had, like navigating the path, right?
yeah. There you go. Yeah,
There
your
was
tip strategy.
it
Yeah,
was slide 2, I think. Yeah,
yeah.
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 Okay, so just confirming, like your guys' strip strategy is going to be wildcard this week, bench boost 32,
Mm-hmm.
navigate 33 double,
Yeah.
navigate 34 blank,
Mm-hmm.
and then free hit 36.
Yeah.
That's your
Navigate
chip strategy,
37.
right? Because
Navigate 37 blank as
Navigate
well.
37, yeah, yeah. Because you guys just have Wildcard and free hit and bench boost.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about triple captain and assistant manager, right? So how many points did you guys get from your triple cap and your AM? Do you remember?
I've got
17 and 48.
17 and 48.
Wow, that's a lot, bro. That's pretty solid, bro. I can't lie.
Uh,
You
yeah.
set the bar very, very high. So I've matched with my triple cap. Not that it's me versus you, but you guys are like the same. I want to be on the same level, right? So you
Yeah.
guys have picked up 17 points on triple cap. I picked up 20 with Mo. So
Mhm.
now it's like I want to get to 45 points with my AM when I use it. So I
Yeah.
wonder, like your bench boost to me, I think you'll have 15 points easily. So I expect
Hopefully, yeah,
15 points from your
inshallah.
guys' bench boost. So hopefully, when I bench boost later in the season, God willing, whenever it's possible, I'll
Yeah.
hopefully get 10 plus points or something.
Yeah.
um,
No, but when
so
you, bro,
just
like you're bench boosting in 36. That's how many Liverpool and Arsenal players are you gonna own in that bench boost?
yeah, so I only have right now, I only have zero Arsenal on my team at the moment, and I have Trent and Salah.
So you've got
That's it, and
zero
Konate.
Arsenal and they double in 33. What's your plan?
Yes, exactly. So, well, Trent's injured. So Trent to Gabriel or Rodio was a very easy move. I was thinking about this all of the international break. It's gonna be my last time owning Trent. Like it's yeah, it's a little bit of a sad day. Like that realization of like, okay, Trent's actually injured. I'm never gonna own him again. And yeah, I was like making all these sappy posts on Twitter. But I already realized like I need the money, first of all, for AM. And secondly, Gabriel is playing, he's fit, and he has a double coming up. I need to cover it up. Like we talked about premiums, like Gabriel and Trent were season long holds. We decided to go against Gabriel without Saka. Now Trent's injured, so he's an easy sell back to Gabriel, no problem. So that makes sense as my one free transfer. I'm covering up that EL from Arsenal. Now, the next thing is my strikers. Now, this is where things become interesting. I don't have a free hit, right? So for my structure, it's like I've got Watkins, Ndiaye, and Isak. Now, Isak doesn't double, he doesn't blank. He's like the perfect set and forget striker. And then I have Watkins. Now, Watkins is in a very interesting position. Like he has the potential double in 33. He has a potential double in 36, but he's probably like an 80 plus a minute guy without penalties. And this is where in steps Omar Marmoush, where if Holland is out for the season, Marmoush could be like a 90-minute guy on penalties. And he also has the same situation of a potential double in 33 and a potential double in 36. So I only have one free transfer. Trent to Gabriel is obvious. I was considering Watkins to Mateta this week to give me funds for my AM, but what's even more spicy now is given the Holland news is I could do Watkins to Marmoush and still keep my AM option open for Glasner in 31 to 33. Now, would you guys think I should do that, or do you think I should go with the safer route of going for like a Watkins to Mateta and then going for the favorites for AM, or I could even just do neither and then just downgrade Konate to like a Newcastle defender to get my AM money. Like, what do you guys think?
Mm.
It's like
Cameron,
I'm
first
more so
question.
asking about the which do you think it's worth selling Watkins for a -4 to a Marmoush or a Mateta? And the next question is like, what do you think about the AM path? Like, should I be valuing Glasner and Crystal Palace's form
Yeah,
or
Glasner
not?
is a no-brainer, bro.
If I was
He's
in a
got fun.
situation, I would go Glasner and don't think about it, bro. That's my opinion on the matter. In terms of who do you prioritize, a defender like or Munoz and Eze, I think you know better than me. I think you prefer Munoz ahead of the Eze and Saw. So it's alright to sacrifice one
Yeah, I mean,
there.
I've doubled up on Palace defense already. I don't have a wild card, so I'm not switching that. But it's more so how essential is Mateta, bro? Like, how essential is this guy? I don't actually know the truth. Like, that's the thing because he plays 80 plus minutes. He looked knackered in the cup, by the way. He's just coming back from his surgery, but he looked good. He's an 80 plus minute guy. He's on penalties. I mean, it's Southampton, like the worst team in the league. They've conceded the most chances in the past 10 weeks. Mateta has the most XGI of any player in the past 10 weeks. So it's a perfect matchup. He's definitely going to get something versus Southampton and then subbed. Then he plays Brighton, then he doubles again. Like, do I really want to take that on with like do I just do Watkins to him and cover up the EO of the player, or do I just go to like a Marmouche and then cover up Mateta with Glasner? It's more risky, bro. Like I could really get hurt. Like let's say like Palace ended up like drawing the games 1-1 maybe. I don't know if I'll get enough points. I'm not sure. So you guys think I should value Glasner?
I need to look at your team, bro. Where's your team? Should I go to team?
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. If you want to look at it.
I need to look at it because otherwise it's hard for me to give my opinion, bro. Sorry.
Yeah,
Do you have
Kanji.
my game week 20? My game week 2019 will be useless because it's free hit. But
All right, so
yeah,
30
let's
team,
see
right?
what.
So you got Kepa, Munoz, Gabriel, Kanate. You got Henderson. All right. You do not have triple Newcastle, right?
No, just Isak.
Okay, so you could get Eddie Howe, and you could have
Mhm,
Mateta for instead of NDI. Oh, that's not possible.
mhm.
That's not possible. Okay, funds is the issue. Okay. Um.
wait, let me see.
So the thing is, like, what could happen is like I could do Watkins down to Mateta, and then I could also do NDI up to Marmoush.
Yeah,
But
I
that would
mean,
only leave me with 0.4 in the bank. It's just not enough for AM. Like I'd have to make
okay.
another move of maybe Bumo down to someone to get more money. And these would all be for
Yeah.
hits. Like this isn't just free transfers. It's all -4.
Oh wow. So the best way to salvage the situation, I think. I think because you don't have enough luxury for transfers, it's a hard thing to say. Just I guess just get Glasner, set and forget, and get Gordon for Boomer and Watkins for
Mm.
Marmush. Literally, yeah.
You're basically saying cover up Mateta with Glasner. That's basically what you're saying.
Basically, yeah, yeah. And because you want Gordon for the because the double for Newcastle, sorry, the double for Newcastle is better in terms of attackers than the double for the Palace boys. Like although I'm
Yeah.
doubling up on their attack and whatnot, I'm not so confident. But just because they have such a good entry point, plus they double, hence I'm doubling up. But my expectation is that for them to just absolutely light it up and get 20 points each. Maybe one of them will get 20 points, but I don't know which one exactly, right? Between
Mm.
Eze, Sar, and Mateta. But if I was to get who's the one that highly likely to get 20 points, who has that ceiling? I think it's Mateta, right?
Hmm.
But again, you already have double Palace. It's hard for you to get Mateta now and they have Glasner as well. But then I would rather go
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
golden pick. But if, yeah, what do you think,
Yeah.
Stark?
So that's kind of where I'm really stuck. It's like, what do I do with Watkins? Like with the Holland news, I think I'm just gonna do more Moosh, bro. Like I think it's just too much of a game-changing pick. Like I think he's this is the problem. FPL have consistently underpriced Man City's backup striker for the past few seasons. If Holland was ever out for a large period of time, it made complete sense to just own Alvarez because he would be on the penalties, on the corners, on the free kicks. Like Marmouth must be the same. Like he had like the highest amount of GA before he came to the Prem. Foden, De Bruyne, these guys they don't take penalties, so surely Marmouth is going to get 100% pen share, at least
Do,
75 plus
do you
percent of
know
it.
why? Do
So
you know why Glasner makes the most sense for you? Do you know why?
because
Because you don't have to spend a single transfer on him, though. Like
yeah,
you have to value how important it is for you to not take hits right now or not waste transfers on those sideways, not the sideways, but those are luxury moves to change managers, really and truly.
yeah.
Like, and you have a guy who doubles, like you just hope for the best, bro.
Every fixture is a table bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, except Bournemouth, he's got two
Yeah,
table
like
bonus.
three out of like four from 32 and 33. Three of those four would be bonus,
What about
potentially.
Brighton? What about Brighton?
I don't think that's a bonus.
The, the Brighton game, I actually really like the Aston Villa one. Like, I really do, because they're a favorite. They're at home. Like, I could easily just save the transfer and go for Glasner again at home to Brighton, but it depends on what happens in game week 30. Like, that result it's really dependent because, like, if Aston Villa beat Brighton, then I actually won't have a chance for any sort of table bonus in 31. Like it's really dependent. Like game week, I'm going into this week. I'm praying Aston Villa don't win because if they win, I'm gonna be in a weird position in 31 for my AM. But yeah, it's hard to explain. But basically, I need Aston Villa to not win this week because it'll change the standings in the table. You know?
That is,
As I
Yeah.
said, Kanji, bro, you are in a situation where you gotta save transfers, and I think Glasner is the best option to do that. Um, And yeah, who has the highest ceiling out of any other managers in my opinion. And I'm firm on that, and I've said that for a long time. Outcomes are outcomes ultimately, and I think Mbimo to Gordon is an upgrade over an Eze or a Saar.
But bro, if I went Watkins to Marmoush, I could literally do Semenyo to Gordon and then still have money for AM. That's crazy, bro. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Marmoush is too cheap, bro. He's
yeah.
just too cheap. They've ruined it, bro. I'm telling you, everybody should be owning him. Like you should be moving left, right, and center, bro. This guy's playing Leicester at home.
No,
Look at what
facts.
Bruno
No,
did.
no, facts. I don't disagree. Won't disagree. Yeah, I think hopefully that helps.
Crazy.
What do you think, Stark?
Yeah, man, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Should we
Yeah,
just do our PFC
it
now?
makes sense.
It's been a minute. Should we do PFC?
100%. Let's do it. Let's review how last week went.
I think I put the graphics 26. It should be 29 for our thingy. So for game week 29, should we touch on Brent Cullen's predicted fixtures? Or I think we already touched on it, right? I think we already touched on it. So it's not.
Yeah, we touched on that, bro.
We touched on it. Yeah, forget that. Yeah. So game week 29, it should be. It's just 26. I won 3 out of 3, first time in a while.
What
Thankfully.
the hell? Who
Yeah.
is this and what did you do with Kayman,
I
bro?
don't know, bro. Alanga saved me, bro. Alanga, the goat, bro. My guy, absolute massive, like 2 goals is insane. I didn't even see that myself. JP is a bum, so I'm not surprised. It's one of those ones like Nate Diaz says. I'm not surprised. I'm not gonna say it. He's a bum, so he flopped. And the Haaland captaincy, I also think he's a bum too, but he got a 1 penalty goal, so he's lucky. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Hopefully, I can climb back to second place.
Cool. I love that, bro. Yeah, I went for Gibbs White myself. It looks like we all went for Nottingham Forest mids, but one of us got a little unlucky, I'd say. But unfortunately, I picked Wissa as the flop, and he returned. He's been so underrated this year, man. Wissa, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Hudson-Odoi let me down big time in PFC
Yeah,
and
bro.
in FPL, bro. Shocker.
That Chelsea bias hurt you there, eh?
Yeah.
You said
So,
Chelsea by, but I chose Palmer to flop. So hold up.
hold on. So yeah. Oh, go on. Yeah. Anyways.
Who gets wait, doesn't that mean Kayman gets first pick going into this week?
Yeah, I went for first pick. Yeah. So these are the
Bro,
tigers they
this
picked.
is crazy, bro. Kayman's
Yeah.
getting first pick. What is happening, bro?
For a long time in a while. So I won Mateta, who's got obviously a great fixture with Southampton, and then JP's flop, Marmush captain. Even though I might not captain him, but just for the fun of it. So yeah. Yeah, JP is a bum, so he can hold that. Again, he's a flop for me. But go on, Kanji. Second.
No, I think Stark was second, bro.
Oh, sorry, Stark. Go on.
As a no-brainer. Bringing him in, I think I might bring him in on the wild card. Pretty sure. I might go for Rashford, man. Rashford's calling my name. Wait, quickly. What's your guys' thoughts on Savio?
Yeah, bro. Because Haaland is not there, I don't think
like-
he's nailed Stark, bro. I think Savio
No.
is very good because he complements Haaland. He's not a great finisher, Stark. He's a creator, but I don't know if he complements Marmoush.
All right. Well, I looked at the 2 games against Madrid and Liverpool when Haaland was injured,
Yeah.
and Savio played 90 minutes in both. So potentially he could be a 90-minute man without Haaland. I don't know. But anyways, just food for thought. Robinson flop playing against who did Fulham play? Arsenal.
Fulham play.
Wow. You sniped out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
Salah. Bro, I'm the Mamouche loving here. I better see Mamouche captain on your
Nah.
No, honestly, I was like for my punt, I wanted to go for Mateta. He was gone. I wanted to go for my guy Eze. He was gone, so I'll just take whatever's left over. I got the run to the litter. I got Ismail Assar. Hopefully, he comes through. My flop is Luis Diaz, but yeah, I don't think the Liverpool Everton game will be very high scoring, and that leads me to the captaincy this week, and Omar Marmoush. Now, this is where things get interesting. I don't even own him, but if I did, I actually think I would captain him. I looked at what Bruno did versus Leicester. Man City are better than Man United, and Marmoush, he came off the bench for Man City last week. I honestly think this is a very easy 3-0 win for Man City. For Liverpool, I think I'd say 2-0. And I know that if Holland is not there, but okay, listen, Marmoush has just been straight fire since he's been in the Prem. Let's just keep it simple. Before he came in, he was on fire, leading the GA in all of the world apart from Mo. So now he's playing Leicester at home and potentially on penalties. I'm playing 90 minutes up top for Man City. Yeah, he's coming in, and I think I'm captaining him myself. I don't know
Yeah,
about
but
you guys.
I don't know if he'll play 90. Firstly, and then secondly, I think he's got more open threat play with Haaland next to him because Haaland occupies a lot of centre backs. So Mamouche can exploit the space left and behind, whereas Mamouche will now be the focal point, and he's obviously not as good aerially. And teams set up very low block against City. So I don't know if it's Mamouche, but Leicester are shit anyway, so you probably can't go wrong there.
Bro, I might end up my captain in Marmoush. I'll tell you that. I might just end up doing it. Like, so I put him there as
It's
captain.
just like
Yeah, so I might do it. I don't know yet, but as Stark said, like it's very risky because Salah stars are lining up for him again, and you're going against 198% EO. And for someone at my rank, is that wise to do? I don't know. I don't think that's a wise thing to do. With Haaland, I would have
Well, you
done it.
should captain a player you think who scores the most
Yeah,
points.
I think Haaland
Like
would
the
have
last.
outscored. Yeah, I think Haaland would have outscored Salah in my opinion this week.
So,
However,
it changes the picture now that Holland's out.
but Marmoush to me, I still need to see more because I don't think I don't think I've seen enough for me to just all of a sudden think that he's S tier like you guys do. I think he's A tier for me. For me to put him up there, I need to see more consistency throughout the season rather than say hot patch or whatnot. So yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be my take on
yeah.
it.
Well, it's
But
not.
that's
Well,
why
you're
my
taking
captaincy
on
is currently on
Salah
a,
against. You're
my
taking on
captaincy on
Salah
Salah
against.
currently.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
you're taking on Salah, right? If you go Marmoush and Salah is going to be like 180% EO, most
The
people
thing
should
is,
be captaining him.
Marmoush doesn't hurt me anyway. So why would I put myself in unnecessary risk scenario? Does that make
Because
sense?
he could just score a hat trick.
Or he could just flop and then all of a sudden everything crumbles for me.
Of course, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So
At your rank, realistically,
yeah,
Salah is the boring play, but it's probably the safe pick because you just hold
Yeah.
rank
exactly.
and
Yeah,
gain
yeah,
the
Yeah.
differentials.
yeah,
You
exactly. Yeah.
you let your wildcard team do the work for you.
Not just wildcard,
Basically.
my strategy. I think I'm trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
gain
yeah.
an
Well, I
advantage
meant your
over my
differentials. I
strategy.
meant to say like your differential team. I
No,
mean,
no,
you
no, no,
have
no, no,
Mateta
not
as
just
well.
differential. My strategy. I want to emphasize strategy. I'm trying to gain an advantage with their strategy because you have to understand this is the season where everyone will drop their chips. Everyone is going to bring their chips on the table right now. Like we're all bringing our chips on the table. Bench boost, bang. Free hit, bang. Wildcard, bang. Like we're bringing chips to the table, and we want to see how it goes. Like right now we're in the ring. We're gonna go band for band. Like you know what I'm saying? Like say the last 3 rounds, we're gonna go band for band. So if I have a better strategy than another person, and I'm more prepared for the counter hook, for the do you know what I mean, like back kill, whatever, and I can counter the moves, I'll end up maybe winning. Maybe I don't know. I don't even think it's necessarily the picks now because I think most people will have similar assets, just 1 or 2 changes. But I think strategy will what determine who comes on top, bro. I genuinely
That
do,
30, that 36 and 37 it, it will be
bro.
huge for you.
Bro, it's insane, bro. Stop. And I needed that, bro. I needed something that's different from what the casuals, not casual. Sorry, I don't want to call it. What the
The
um
masses, the mass
masses
general
doing.
masses.
What the masses are doing. Yeah, exactly. I do want.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't want to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
not many
Yeah.
people can capitalize on that double without taking a big red in 37, whereas free hit enables you to do so. So let's see if it works out because you will suffer probably in 34 and 33. So
I disagree about suffering
Yeah.
in 33 though. I think if you're looking at our team in 33, I don't think we're suffering, bro.
I just think people
Yeah,
will
I mean,
bench boost an AM chip. So
No, but we're bench boosting in 32.
yeah, no, of course. It's just I think in general in 33, the overall average score will be quite high, and I think maybe we might be 10 points behind it, perhaps.
Perhaps.
I mean, that's what I thought going into 24 and 25, and look what happened for you guys there. I mean, you were set up pretty well and it worked out. You're going to be set up pretty well in 33. It'll probably work out.
I think my biggest fear would be stuck is free hit 34. Those people can hurt us maybe because we are gonna be down a player or two.
Yeah,
I
it
think
depends, man.
yeah. I think
I mean,
30.
the free hit
Yeah.
33 ceiling is really high.
Do you
Like,
know how
it's
we get?
really high.
Do you know how we get hurt in 33? Start is if people nail who the better pick is between Rogers, Rashford, Ramsey, and Asensio. If everyone nails the right pick for that spot, then we're gonna get hurt. But I do not see that happening. I see a more of a widespread, like people picking one guy. You know what I'm saying? Some Rashford, some Rodgers, some this. You know what I mean? There'll be like it will be spread.
Yeah, on that, I think Rashford has got a lot of upside in him, but he's also got a lot of potential to just fuck you over with getting benched or reduced minutes.
Yeah.
But man, Rashford, I really wish I could have him. But Rodgers is just a safe play, man. Rodgers 90 minutes every game. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, Kanji gone. Your 2-9 team. I think we touched on everything else enough. But yeah.
Perfect, bro. Let me know when it's on screen. I can talk it through.
Yeah, it's on the screen right now.
The free hit,
Okay, perfect.
Kukuri.
Yeah, bro. This was a little cook up. I mean, I should have taken your guys' advice in terms of getting Gabriel or Raya in the team because I would have put Milenkovic in the team as well. But apart from that, I mean, this was pretty much a masterclass. I think like the free hit average was like 65, so I outscored the free hits by like 15 points almost by myself.
You cooked,
And then
bro. You
compared to
freaking
normal
cooked.
teams, like the average were like 55, So like I did very well. So this was like a 300K green arrow on free hit.
Hey,
I
Marmoush, I
needed
told
this.
you, either Marmoush or Foden, whoever starts. Marmoush.
Bro, you know what? I never really rated Marmoush in terms of his X minutes, right? That was always the risk.
Yeah.
Always rated the player. So now the minutes are clear. I'm really glad I took the risk on him. Shout out to FPL20 for the leaker on Twitter.
Yeah.
Help me get a green arrow. Bruno, oh my goodness. Bruno is crazy.
Lucky,
Stark must
lucky,
feel this
lucky.
pain more than anyone
Very
else in
lucky
the
guy.
world,
Very
bro. Because
lucky chap.
I don't feel any
Which
pain, bro. Honestly, I really don't. I
really.
can't emphasize it enough. Yeah,
But yo, you see, bro, he got 29 points plus like what, 17 points, bro? That's crazy. That's
yeah,
like
but
47,
I don't,
45 points you missed,
I just don't feel any pain from him, bro. Honestly, I don't like watching him. I don't like watching United. They're shocking.
Yeah.
His routes to points are literally from set pieces, free kicks and pens and corners. He's playing
That's
DM
crazy.
most of the time. And secondly, I own him in my draft money league. So every time he scores, I celebrate. Simple as that. He's a
Yeah.
differential. He's not highly
Yeah.
owned.
Yeah. And like on free hit, one of the key decisions was like which defense to double up on, whether it was like Wolves playing against Southampton or was it Man United playing against Leicester or Forest playing against Ipswich. Well, I made that decision and I got it right. Leicester have not scored a goal in like 5 or 6 games in a row now. I feel like a lot of people will be piling onto that trend. Very jealous of Mario owners this week in particular. But my double defense came through, and that was a reason why my free hit did so well. So game week 29 went well. Hopefully, I'll be able to carry that momentum into game week 30. The transfer was very obvious. Trent to Gabriel, as mentioned early. And pretty much, I don't have a free hit team, but the team looks pretty good. I'm still hanging in there with my triple Bournemouth players. I know no one on Wildcard is going to be considering any Bournemouth, but it'll be interesting to see if they get the double in 36. That put me in a very good spot. I noticed a lot of the Wildcarders still have Clivert, which is good. But if you look at like the middle section of the middle five of Palmer, Salah, Bumo, if you include Clivert in there and Isak, those 5 are pretty just like really good long-term set and forget picks for the rest of the season. And then Watkins, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing Watkins to Marmoush and then captaining Marmoush this week as like a little differential spice on the field. Semenyo is the differential. Hopefully he doesn't pick up his 10th yellow card. He's on 9 yellows. So that's the only things that I'm monitoring. Defense looks great. I mean, I'm playing against Ipswich, Southampton, Everton, and then Gabriel is in. So it's like a solid team somehow.
Yeah, it looks nice though. Fair enough. Captain Salah, yeah?
Nah, I think it's Marmoush, bro.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. You have another move yet? All right. Starks Game Week 29 team, 57 points. Can't stop.
If I went Alanga instead of Adoy, I'd have had the fattest green arrow. And secondly, if I captain Salah, oh man,
Yeah, you're
I
lucky.
would have probably outscored Kanji with his free hit, even with a hit.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. But
good week. Yeah.
Who did I captain? Haaland. Yeah, man. Sorry, I thought I'm getting the game week mixed up.
This game with
Fair play
blank,
Fair play to those who captain Bruno though. Like United are shit, so fair play to them having the balls to do that. I respect them.
I don't respect them. That was a terrible move, but you got lucky. It's all right though.
No, it wasn't, bro. You got the points, man. It was a good move.
Fair enough. All right. 2-30 game week 30 team. You're lining up well, Sims.
No, that's not my team. I've wildcarded. Obviously.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Fair enough. Yeah.
We sent the wildcard 30 draft in. Me personally, I've got a few changes. I've got Eze instead of Saar at the moment, and I've currently got Verbruggen instead of who's Pope, and I've got
Pope,
Dan
yeah.
Burns Correa. So that's what I'm currently going for, but I am tempted by Rashford instead of Eze. Seriously, I am.
I do like the Eze pick. I think yeah, the Verbruggen one I get it as well, but I don't know, man. Pope Korea. Let's see. Still time to think about it, but yeah.
I can afford Trippier as well, by the way, or Shaw, but I just like Dan Burns set piece for it, man.
Yeah, because
He's a
United,
giant.
United, we also consider a lot of set piece goals ourselves too. So
Yeah, you do.
so
Shaw is a threat from set pieces as well. He's known for getting a goal. That's why he's a little bit more expensive than the other center backs in the game.
Yeah, I don't think he justifies the whole meal though.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, moving on to my game week 2019 review, which is I think this is it. I think I got 58 points. Again, I didn't use a free hit. I navigated it, and obviously I prepared for it while in advance. I also didn't take any hits. Bought in Elanga, smashed it, 2 goals, beast, and I've also bought in Haaland. He's got 7 points. Greaves, he played, but he got subbed off in 45 minutes and he got nothing basically. But overall, quite happy to get Green Arrow in a blank game week when I didn't use a chip. 344 in the world, uncharted territory, honestly. Very, very fortunate to be in the position I am.
It's insane where you're cooking.
Yeah, it's uncharted territory. Let's hope, inshallah, we can win FPL. This is my current team in game week 30. But as Stark said, I think we're going to wildcard. I have an active today. I think I'm going to wildcard because I have Haaland injured, Wood injured, Trent out. I also have Hoyson, who's not keeping any clean sheets since I bought him in. Terrible transfer that was. And yeah, I've got a lot of issues to address. I don't really fancy Bowen that much. He's just not been explosive enough. And Mbimo has obviously fixtures have turned for him as well. And I have Greaves, who's a bump. So a lot of changes to be made and potentially.
Oh, you must have felt so good starting Greaves in that game, huh? You thought he had a fixture. You thought you were going to get something out of it, eh?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yo, Kayman.
Yeah.
You see the Wildcard 30. What is your gut instinct telling you about Cucurella?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I feel like Cucurella, bro. He's gonna cook versus Ipswich, bro. I feel like he's ceiling, bro. Like if you were to tell me, if you tell me, okay, who would you back against? Because this is what I'm trying to think, right? Who would you back against Guardiola for game week 32, game week 34? Like who would you back against? I think who has a highest? Like I think Cucurella has similar ceiling to Guardiola, but Dan Burn doesn't have that same ceiling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but Dan Burn's got the same ceiling as Pope. Do you know what I'm saying? But even higher than Pope.
Yes, but I don't think it's significantly higher than Pope. Because Pope has a save points threat, like save points. And now that Lewis Hall is not there, like Pope can rack up save points, bro. Because Hall was a bonus point magnet on defense.
Do you know why? I originally recommended Cucurella? It's because Lavia is back fit. Reece James is obviously fit. Fofana's fit. So we've got key pieces of our team back, and I just think overall we should be more solid and we should see an upwards curve in terms of performance.
But I'm scared, isn't it? Like I'm scared about Cucurella pick at the same time, but I think he has a higher ceiling. Like I can't deny his ceiling, but at the same time I'm nervous about that pick because I know what Chelsea defense is.
Do you know what I mean? If you're super nervous, just go for Guardiola, man.
Yeah, Guardiola to me. Yeah, Guardiola's talking to me. If my gut's telling me Guardiola, like I
he
feel
plays
like
Leicester, which is obviously a good entry point, and he doubles.
Yeah, so
but you'll pay the price in 34, and ultimately you got to sacrifice.
But do you know why I'm willing to go for Guardiola? Because I feel like the ceiling is higher. Like by chance, if he does bang, he would bang big. Like you will feel it.
Yeah, but look at it this way: which two fixtures are better? Who does actually? Don't know what I was going to say. Because you'd have to bench, because due to your strategy and no bench boost in 33, you'd have to bench one of Munoz, Gabriel, and Canate. And Canate has Leicester. So you're not going to bench Munoz or Gabriel, they double. So do you really think Guardiola outscores Canate by like 10 points?
In a double, I mean, he could, but it's highly unlikely.
Right, so therefore the sacrifice of Guardiola is what makes sense for the strategy. Kanji, you're muted.
Yeah, no, you guys are good there. The only thing is like, would Kayman want to spend transfers to bring Guardiola in 35 and 36? And the answer is no, because you're going to free hit in one of those weeks anyway. So it's all good, man. Don't stress.
But think about it, like Guardiola versus United, he can cook us as well, bro. Like I think,
I don't think so.
bro, he can cook us,
I
bro.
don't think City is as good as they used to be, bro. This is not the same City team.
Not this season at the moment. It's not. I agree. It's not. Well, especially Guardiola anyway. Unless he's, unless because what I realized was ever since Walker's left, this is what's happened. And Carl Walker was quite a defensive fullback, so it actually enabled Guardiola to push up. Who plays right back for them now? That Kushinov
Listen, yeah.
defender. Bro, he's
Yeah,
not.
like Matthias Nunes and all that.
Yeah, like Nunes is quite attacking if he plays right back. If anything,
Yeah, he's not a defender by trade. He's a mid.
yeah. So Guardiola doesn't have the same license to play second striker anymore.
I really wanted to pick your brain on the Verbruggen and the Burn move. I'm trying to understand that.
It's for bench boost 32. So Verbruggen plays Leicester at home.
Because let's say Pope and Burn cancel out anyway. So it's really the other two picks, right?
Yeah, it's Cucurella versus Verbruggen. But Verbruggen plays West Ham at home in 34 as well, when Raya blanks. So
Nah,
obviously,
the Pope route is better. If you can get Cucurella start, come on, man. It's
Yeah, bro.
I can get him, but end of the day,
I don't
yeah,
trust
man,
Brighton, bro. I don't trust Brighton for the cent, bro. I don't. Them
what's your
boys there,
thoughts?
bro.
What's your thoughts on Martinez instead of Raya? You get Southampton and the double.
But then, who would be your double? You're gonna have double Arsenal defense then.
No, you just have Gabriel. So you have Martinez, and you have you'd have Martinez and Verbruggen in 32, and you'd have Southampton and Leicester as the bench boost for goalkeepers.
Everyone in their 9 will have double Arsenal defense in 32.
In
33,
33.
sorry. 33, yeah.
Fair dues. Wait,
don't trust.
what about just keeping Kirkes instead of Cucurella?
Yeah, that's an option because Kirk
Which
has good
weeks?
fit.
Which weeks would you be playing Kirk as though? Which weeks?
Ipswich this game week.
Okay.
Play him in 34. I think they've got United at home.
Okay. Yeah.
And 32 bench boost. I think they've got, is it Brentford at home?
Fulham at home.
Fulham at home.
That's not a good
Yeah.
bench boost.
And then
That's not a good one.
yeah. And like he could double and then blank 37, so he doesn't really fit.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
the
fit your
thing.
structure.
That's the thing I clock came in. The reason why double Arsenal defense is elite for this is because they play in 37, but it's Newcastle. It's not the greatest fixture.
Yeah, but they still play.
He's not going to score in that game, but it's fine.
Still fine, yeah. Listen, there's still time to think and tinker, but I think I'm quite set on this one. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's see.
Arsenal defense will be really strong.
Yo,
I think the EO will be close to like 100%. I think this week.
show us the 32 team Kayman. So I want to see the bench boost real quick.
Bro, this bench boost is too tempting me, bro. That's why I don't want to change anything in this team, bro. I'm telling you, this bench boost like screams to me like a solid 50 to 20 points, bro. It has to be 20 points, bro. Come on, bro. Good career goal versus Ipswich at home, bro. Come on. I need that, bro. Nico Williams clean versus Everton at home. Pope 1 or 2 clean sheets. Come on, bro. Clive penalty. Come on, bro. Why not, bro? Why not?
Yeah, it looks good. It does look good.
So I'm saying, bro.
I mean, I feel like the main thing I wanted to mention before we like end the pod is like captaincy. Are you guys locked on Mo? Like I'm higher on Marmouche. I'm not sure about you two.
I'm not locked, but I think I'm quite like 80% or 90% there, bro. Like I don't want to take unnecessary risk personally.
Yeah. I mean, Salah's data in the past 10 isn't even that good, and Everton have been solid defensively. So But he's at home. That's the thing. He'll definitely get something. Bro,
Yeah.
he's gonna score.
It's a fair point, man. It's a fair point. It's definitely an open one. I'll be real. I am tempted by Mamouche, but Salah, man, that prick. I've gone against him and I've been burned every time. Well, not every time, but recently with Palmer, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Marmouche ain't Palmer though. That's the thing. Let me say that.
Yo, just to help out, a word of advice for the masses on Wildcard. I wouldn't recommend personally going for Saka just now because, yeah, he might start, but I feel like he'll be eased into it in 60 minutes, rested, primed for Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid is his day, and I think after that, 33s after the both ties. So if they get knocked out, then Saka's all for the Prem. But whereas if he gets injured, like it's just something I would sit on because if you have Palmer, you get Tottenham and Ipswich. So I just think it's the right thing to do is to just wait and make the move in 33 for Saka.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
agree with Stark,
like
yeah.
looking back, I even considered like captaining Palmer this week, but he's just been so bad. There's no way.
We've got all the players we need back to improve Palmer. Jackson.
Jackson's back.
I think Madueke is even back in training as well. So
Madueke doesn't improve Palmer, bro.
he does,
This
bro.
guy, man.
He does. It's not Palmer, but as a team, he's our best right winger. So
Yep. So
Yeah.
should we go to the chat quickly, boys? By the way, I was
Of course,
recommending
of course.
I was recommending Saka in the group chats, but boys, I think Stark is right. I think you would rather not have Saka go for Palmer if you are wildcarding this week. I think unless we get yeah.
I've been reading the chat. I don't see any questions, to be honest, that we've not covered. So
No problem then. All right, boys. Thank you so much. Make sure to smash the like button and show us love and support. Share the video. Let the word out. If you want to crack the code on best chip strategy, you know what to come. FPO Roundtable, along with my co-host Kanji as well as FPS Stark. Show these boys love on X on YouTube, and we're gonna see you guys next week. And all the best of luck to you. Any last thoughts, boys?
Enjoy this one. Take care,
Enjoy,
boys.
boys. Enjoy. Take care. Peace out.